Blame it on the whiskey.
Empty bottles of whiskey.
Oh, yeah, I should have worn that.
Should I stoke the fire?
Yeah.
By all means. Yeah.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to
Whiskey Wednesday.
And we are joined today by Ryan Humbert of Shooter Sharp and the Shootouts.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Hey, Humbert.
So,
This is fun.
yeah, we didn't have a song in mind until 30 seconds before.
Yeah. We were trying to figure it out, and Leslie was like, all right, you have 3 minutes.
Yeah, and we were too busy drinking these, right?
Making fire.
And making fire, which was really pretty 20 minutes ago.
It was roaring
Yeah.
a minute ago.
The roaring fire.
It's
Who
glorious.
has the most experience in making fire here?
Any Boy Scouts?
I think this one right here,
Well,
right?
technically an Eagle Scout.
Oh,
What?
Yeah.
you are.
John Anthony, I never knew this about you.
Yeah,
Get on
Are you
it.
serious?
I am.
No, this.
So that goes up to 12th
He's like, I
grade.
am. I had Ed do.
All through, baby.
So what is the
And
ideal?
what do you think about the new name change? Wasn't there a name change recently
Yeah.
You know,
of the Boy Scouts?
when I was in high school, there was something that high school girls could be part of. I think it was called Venture Scouting, that was tied in with Boy Scouting. To be quite honest, as someone who went through it all, I think it's wonderful.
You think it's
I think it's
fine?
great.
So was Big Mike a scout dad?
He was for the
Alright.
longest time. That's a Whiskey Wednesday in itself. Building Pinewood derbies with my dad, and
I heard on the fake
Cool.
news today, though, that 500,000 kids didn't sign up for the next year's.
I also heard
Really?
that one of the biggest sponsors was the Church of Latter-day Saints. They are now not involved anymore.
Really?
anyways.
Anyways,
Well, this
Yeah.
can go downhill
this
real
is
quick.
this is not
Do you guys
what Whiskey
remember,
Wednesdays are all about.
Right.
It's about fire.
Do you remember a thing called Indian Guides?
Yeah.
And then there was Indian Maidens. They had like the guy and girl version.
What's that?
It was like Boy Scouts, but with Native American
Okay.
stealing of their culture,
Got it.
basically.
Oh God. we have to start talking.
Sleeping
about
teepees
Something else.
and,
Yeah, right. Yeah. What do you call
I
that?
mean, I feel like I'm in the wilderness now, guys.
it was
I just-
similar to this, really.
We're in the backyard, and
We
I
had
feel like
guitars.
we're like all woodsy now.
We did
so-
not have bourbon. Ah,
We're not camping.
no. Wilderness.
Guys, if you have any questions or anything for Ryan tonight, just let us know. But let's talk a little shop here because we have some dates as the Vindies, and I want to talk about Shooter Sharp as well and what you guys are doing. I have in my handy dandy note card that Leslie gave me tonight. We've got Rumba Cafe coming up this weekend, and that's in Columbus.
with
On
Patrick
Friday.
Sweeney.
With
That's gonna
Patrick
be
Sweeney.
fun, you
So
guys.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's in Pittsburgh tonight,
Tonight,
right?
Cliff
With Angela
Cafe.
Purley.
Yep.
Pittsburgh tonight, Columbus Friday,
He's in
Akron Saturday.
Yeah.
The only show you need to worry about is Columbus, though. So
Right.
come to that one. We're gonna be there. It's gonna be a fun time.
We start at 9:00 sharp.
Sharp.
Shooter,
Shooter Sharp.
That's nice work there.
Whiskey magic, we call that.
May 18th, we have, of course, the live music now with Shooter Sharp and the Shootouts, and that's gonna be in Akron. What was our last Akron show we did?
Musica.
Was it Musica? So this will be
Musica,
a,
we did
this
the
will be a good one.
330.
That's right. Yeah, you guys
Oh,
were
yeah.
at 330 Day with us as well.
Yeah, but as
Like
a
a full band.
cool
Full
band,
band, yeah,
this will
musical.
be that'll be a good one. So that's May 18th, and we'll talk a little bit
Sure,
more
yeah.
about that, of course. May 25th, we have the stage at Karma, which is a new venue in Pittsburgh.
On Carson Street.
In the South Side.
And I have a note here. What's this? Pleasure Garden?
That's what the event's
That's
called.
what it's called.
Oh, okay, okay.
I believe it's all like lady-fronted bands, right?
It is,
Wow.
yeah. Celebration of women, right?
Oh boy.
Oh,
It's in dirt. It's fine.
it's in dirt.
Which we need. Yeah, that will be a
And
good
I think
show.
we're going on a little bit later.
Midnight.
Around midnight.
Probably should.
The 26th, we're at Birdfish, and that's just us hanging out, like, and playing whatever we feel like. Birdfish is in.
Columbiana.
I don't know if we're playing. It's yet to be said about whether we're playing
We'll
the
know
new.
for sure by next week because next week's Whiskey Wednesday is going to be at Birdfish again.
Yeah,
so
we'll
we'll
talk
have
about that
details
yet.
by then.
Okay. Also, we have the 27th at Catch Meaning, Catch Meaning Music Festival, and that's at the Rock Hall of Fame. So that'll be in Cleveland, which we're really excited about. There's several other bands a part of it as well, so you can check it out. There's no like tickets or anything, right, for that?
Yeah.
There is.
Sure.
So you guys can find those on our website, of course, all the tickets and more on thevindies.com. As far as the shootouts, and I've already mentioned Live Now, but what do you guys? You guys have you have an index card too.
Oh, yeah.
Ryan
Well,
Humbert.
we got some fun stuff. Well,
So to kind of give a little bit of information to our viewers that might not know Ryan also works for the Summit. Ryan has a wonderful traditional country band called Shooter Sharp and the Shootouts.
He also has
They-
a traditional, well, not traditional country, but a fantastic show of Americana music.
oh, yeah, thank you.
on Sundays,
every Sunday
9
morning,
to
9 to
11.
11.
I love it. When I drive to my church gig, I'm always listening to this guy.
Thank you. Yeah, it's fun. You know, it's 2 hours. I get to just play whatever I feel like it, and you know, it's the Americana genre is so expansive too. You can touch on everything. You know, so I play a lot of new stuff. Some of the Americana artists that you might hear on regular rotation in the Summit, but then I'll play old country stuff like Hank Cochran and Patsy Cline, and old bluegrass stuff like the Stanley Brothers, and I'll even dip into some of the soul stuff, because a lot of that is certainly has made its way into the Americana genre, and it's really fun. It's a blast to get to do that.
And you did, sorry Rick, you also did some themes like where you did like all country and bluegrass versions of like Madonna one day.
Yeah, I did like a
You
whole
know, something
covers.
fun like that.
Well,
yeah.
I did a whole episode of nothing but covers tunes, and then I did a whole one set of just weird bluegrass Madonna songs, like just weird stuff you can find. And then I had done some other theme shows. I did around International Women's Day. I did nothing but the women of Americana and country and folk and all that. I did a Halloween theme show, which was a blast. That was really fun. I even snuck in like Nick Cave and stuff like that.
I love those shows. The last time we did a tribute show was the country.
Yeah, would have been a
Tribute
country
at
western.
Cedars.
Vindy's Go Country. Al Moss played with us.
Yeah,
Boy,
He
Al.
was-
our guy Al.
Yeah.
Oh, shout out from Dan Kane. Ryan's radio show is so fun.
Yeah.
Aw,
it's
thanks,
good.
Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
I like in general, I think the new term for Americana, it does allow it to be more all
Right.
inclusive.
Well, and
And I
as
was
far
going to
as-
ask, where is the boundary of contemporary Americana?
Well, I think that boundary keeps getting stretched. I mean, I've been to the Americana Music Awards in Nashville numerous times, and when you see, the traditional artists that you would expect to see there, a lot of the Americana or country artists, you see them there, that makes sense. But then you start seeing folks like Robert Plant, who, when Robert Plant puts out a new record, right now, the stuff he's doing is much more like roots oriented. And
yeah.
so, the classic rock stations that play Stairway to Heaven, they're not going to play his new record. And so, he's going after, I think, where the audience is. Like that record he did with Alison Krauss was a
Amazing,
smash
yeah.
success.
Oh, man, that's
huge record.
Grammy
One Grammy
Yeah,
of the year.
right. And you find artists like him, like Bonnie Raitt, even George Strait, for example, just was recently nominated for, or won a Lifetime Achievement Award for the Americana genre. George Strait is somebody who's never really changed his sound over, 30 years, however long it's been. And that guy has over 60 #1 hits. That's more than any artist ever in the history of music. And yet, country radio will not play him nowadays. So artists like George Strait are even kind of starting to fall under Americana.
Maybe you should learn to rap.
Well,
Rap country is
get
a
started.
huge.
We don't have enough
thing.
time.
Yeah,
to
what's
talk about
country now?
Shots fired.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have enough time to talk about my thoughts on that.
Yeah.
But the Americana genre is very. I think what I like about it is it's a very arms open genre, and you see a little bit of everything: folk, bluegrass, blues, country, rock. As long I don't know. I think as long as it's good music and it somewhat falls under the genre, like I'll play it.
Yeah.
Ed, why don't you take a guitar stand and pick at the fire?
Oh, I have a stick actually.
You have a stick somewhere?
But
Leslie's like waving smoke left and right behind us.
It's pretty smoky.
But
Kyle says, "Phew, I was worried I'd see S-Stock on here again."
I see that. I see that.
give him a call. Give him a call.
He's
He'll come-
within
he'll come
walking
right
distance.
We
over.
should have a segment where Kyle and
They're both going to come on.
yeah,
And they're
we
going to
should
wrestle.
Yeah.
Winner gets the jacket.
Winner gets it. Yeah.
If S-Stock's watching, he's
on his way.
welcome to come over.
He's on his
he's
way.
only a couple blocks
He's
away.
You could
so-
just shout to
yeah,
him, probably.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So once again, and I'm glad that we went through all the stuff that you
Sure.
do, but some dates that are coming up for Shooter Sharp and the Shootout.
Yeah, we've got May 18th with you guys, which is going to be a blast. I think we definitely need to talk about that. But the Shootouts, honestly, we're going to be pretty busy starting, I think, right around the end of May. We're at the Beachland Ballroom opening for Charlie Crockett, who's a fantastic country Americana guy. We'll be with him up there May 26th. And then as we get into June, we're going to be doing a lot of like festival stuff, festival for the city of Akron and different things like that. So everything's on our website at shootoutsmusic.com. I mean, we've probably got a good 15 to 20 shows between now and October, so I don't even know what's, I'm trying to get through what's next.
Oh, right, yeah. I mean, we're honestly, for me, it's like I'm on a week-to-week
Yeah, right.
basis
I know,
with
me too.
the-
Right.
What's
What,
next?
you guys just recorded a new album.
Yeah, we did. We had a blast. We recorded a new record in Brooklyn, New York, which was funny because when I was doing more like singer-songwriter stuff under my own name, we went to Nashville and made these pop rock records. And now I went to New York City to make a country record. So go figure. But it was a blast. We worked with Jim Campolongo, who you guys I know are fans of, and he's amazing, and he was a blast to work with, and also with Luca Benedetti. Those two, as a pair, produced a record that came out last year for a guy named Zephaniah O'Hara.
Right, he's actually coming to the Music Box
Yeah,
Supper Club
so the
soon.
Music Box soon, yeah. And he's fantastic. That record's fantastic. And so, we had a blast. We recorded the whole record in 6 days. We ended up cutting 15 songs, so it was a lot of fun.
Cool.
And how many songs are on the album?
On the record will be 13. So,
oh,
yeah,
wow.
we
So
kept-
you had, an ample amount to, chew over. And
Say you had like 30 or so?
Well, we had a bunch of tunes, and then we just kind of whittled down what we liked, and we went in really prepared. It was funny. Jim was kind of worried. He's like, I know you want to do 13 songs for the record. That could be a lot to accomplish over 13 days, as far as like the basic tracks. And at the end of the second day, we had 12 of the 13 done. So we actually,
Nice.
and it didn't have a bonus day. We certainly used that time. But we went in and finished the 13th song that morning, and then we kind of goofed around and recorded a couple other things that we're going to keep in the vault and use for other projects.
Right.
And then...
So I'm assuming those were long days.
Yeah, they were. We started around...
Noon to midnight? Or...
No, we went in around 10 a.m. and we ended up usually around somewhere between 8 and 9 at night. Well, they weren't that long. I mean, yes, it's a long day, but we weren't there till 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
So...
Right.
But it was fun. It was a great time, and the band is made up of me and Emily Bates. Emily and I have been singing together now for this year. We're celebrating 15 years singing together. We like to say that we started when we were 5, but
Kids, huh? Yeah.
we were just kids. But so Emily, and then Brian Poston on lead guitar, who is just a fantastic guitar player, a really nice guy. And the band is rounded out by Al Moss, also of Hillbilly Idol. He played with you guys. He's an amazing pedal steel
Legend.
player. Yeah, he's a legend in the area here as far as...
He'll play Demos every once in a while.
Yeah, he gets around. He plays all over the place. And just the nicest guy. And then also Dylan Gomez on drums, who was one of the founding members with me and Brian. And then Ryan McDermott on bass. So we've got a great group of guys. It's a lot of fun. And, the whole thing with this band is that it was meant to be fun. I mean, the whole reason that Brian and I started this band is for like a year we kept talking about how much we loved country music and how much we were like kind of disenfranchised with modern country music,
Yeah.
the way it sounds now, and decided that we just wanted to go out and have fun and just do it. And then we said, if we're going to do it, let's do it right. And we dress in the full vintage, outfits and everything. And we said, we can't go out and play like 1930s to 1970s country tunes and dress like a hipster. Like, we have to, do it right. And so we have a lot of fun, and it's honestly some of the most fun I've had on stage ever. Like, it's a really fun band to be a part of. So
Yeah, sometimes I think about the Vindies attire on stage, and,
Right.
and I'm like, well, why isn't everyone in pink? So
Ed wondered the same thing. He
yes,
told me that. Yeah.
so
All the
I
time.
had John buy a pink blazer the other day.
Yeah, we were looking at one online last night. True story.
That's true story.
Yeah, I'll wear it. I mean, if you guys are okay with me getting it, I'll get it.
No, I
$700.
think you can pull it off, especially with like the shirts that you wear underneath the jean jacket too. So that's cool.
Well, guess I'll
No.
buy that tonight,
It's
guys.
better to look good than to feel good, John.
You actually
Yeah.
have it in your cart, don't you?
I do. I was looking at it, I was like, what do you think about this?
It wasn't a second after he
It was in
posted
the cart.
that about the pink blazer that he started looking up a pink blazer. So I was like, all right, this is actually going to happen.
Right.
I'm pretty excited about
You
it.
get some sequence on it too.
Oh.
Embroider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bedazzle.
Yeah, Marty Stewart did. I mean,
Oh my
the
God.
bedazzle on Marty Stewart's band. You know, the blazers are just crazy
So
cool.
all that stuff is made by a guy in Nashville called Manuel, and it's right just down on Broadway. It's not on like the drunken part of Broadway. It's just up a little bit, and those. I mean, he makes all that stuff. I got to go in there recently, and they had jackets that Johnny Cash had, and all this other cool stuff. But it's just not cheap. I mean, even for a shirt that didn't have any sequins or embroidery on it, it was like $400. It's like
So that's the name of the business.
Manuel's, yeah.
Manuel's.
You got to have a pretty hefty budget to be able to. We walked out of there and we're like, well, if we had $30,000, we'd have a great wardrobe, you know.
So much for the album.
Guys, before you put your guitars down, I want to bring a segment back that we have not done in a while, and that is the classic can of questions.
2, 3, 4.
It's the classic can of questions, all 500 dear. It's the classic can of questions for Ryan Humbert.
That's the remix.
All right, okay, Ryan, pick out the
All right.
first one.
So
There's
there's like 2 in there.
I told Jackie to write another one. She didn't.
It was the whiskey. Blame it on the whiskey. There's only
There's only-
two.
Who actually is Shooter Sharp, and what did you do with his body? Well, if I
It's
told you,
Ken.
I'd have to kill you.
Oh.
I'd have
uh,
to shoot you.
It was as far as where that the name came from. We just wanted a name that was kind of fun and like we kept going back to like Buck Owens and the Buckaroos, like something like fun and classic like that, and that could be kind of a little bit tongue in cheek, but I mean really everything that we do it's meant to be slightly tongue in cheek, but then also back it up with like great tunes and stuff. So it's tongue in cheek, but it's also very very serious too. So I don't know. We just wanted a fun name. So if there is a real Shooter Sharp out there, I apologize. I don't think there will be. You never know.
What about your songs, your originals, makes it very you? Like, what do you talk about, and what do you write about?
I mean, with the Shootouts, the one. So when I was making like just singer-songwriter records on my own, I always felt the pressure of like you have to write all the songs, you have to like and it has to be. I don't know. I felt more. I don't want to say penned in. I just felt more like more pressure. Like to have this big batch of original songs. And our new record is with the Shootouts. It's the first time I've ever felt in a long time that like I don't have to be in charge of the songwriting. Like it doesn't bother me if I'm not the only songwriting credit on the album.
If you're co-writing.
Yeah, right.
if
So
you're-
with this particular record, I wrote I think 4 tunes. Al Moss wrote 3 or 4, I think it is. We kind of worked on one together. I gave him an idea for a tune, and he went off with it. And Brian Poston, our guitarist, wrote an instrumental. And then we did 4 covers, like kind of picked some obscure, fun things that we could kind of make our own. And so, that's one thing that's been fun about this band is I have never felt the pressure to that pressure of like, oh God, we have to write 12 songs for a record.
right.
Because
and by yourself.
yeah, right, exactly. Like I've got some amazing folks that are in the band, and they've got some great talent. And Al Moss is an amazing songwriter. I mean, he wrote a song called "Cleaning the House" that's on the record. It's the first song on the record, and I love telling the story. When I was talking to Al, I said, Al, do you have any songs that might just be laying around, And Al, you guys know Al. He's such just a great soul, such a nice guy, so humble. And he said, oh, I may have a couple things lying around. I'll see what I've got. And the songs he brought to the table were just like exquisite. I mean, they were amazing examples of country music. And so, it's been fun for me to be able to work with other folks who are bringing great songs to the table too.
Well, that's the one thing I find with the Vindies too, is that more and more, and after the couple of years that we've had together as the Vindies family,
Right.
it's like I feel way more comfortable bringing them even just a part of a song that they're
Sure,
like,
right.
I can see this happening with it. So I
Right.
really trust their opinions, especially with their backgrounds of
Right, sure.
all the genres that you guys do, and can do really well. I mean, that's where I feel like as a team, it's better to bring in all those ideas than have your biased opinion of
Sure.
what it should be.
And that's where like that real spark can happen too.
Yes.
Like if
The
a lot of
magic,
times
yes.
I've always been the kind that primarily I'll just take an acoustic version of a tune in and we work it up. It's just kind of
Yeah, we kind of have that same writing style.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know we were
we
talking
talked
about that.
Right.
Yeah.
One of the songs that we did on the record ended up. It's one I wrote that was about the fact that for many years I was doing kind of like the pop rock singer songwriter thing, and it's a perfect country tune. It came in at 1 minute and 58 seconds.
Yeah,
it's fun.
and we're always aware of like time-wise where
Right,
that goes to.
Well, and with the country stuff, especially the old stuff, there's not a lot of. The whole record.
yeah.
There's 13 songs. It clocks in at 41 minutes. It's
Yeah.
it's the old country stuff. A lot of it's really short. So
Yeah.
you get in, you get out, nobody gets hurt.
Especially under 2 minutes was like a very popular format for old country stuff. So.
Right. Well, yeah, and that a lot of that didn't change until that wasn't even just country. That was pop too. All the pop songs had to be super short until Bob Dylan really. I think it was like a Rolling Stone, more or less, that changed.
Yeah, well,
that.
like also like the Doors, I know like they were one
they
of the big
started.
ones too. That, like
I
Light My
think-
Fire and stuff.
I think Dylan kind of opened the door for everybody.
Yeah.
If
Sure.
I'm not mistaken.
Sure.
Because like a Rolling Stone, I think was the first radio single that was over 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah.
5 minutes. It's a long tune. But and that's the thing too. Like we were like when we were making that song. I wrote that song. It's on the record. It's called Who Needs Rock and Roll. And I was worried about. I was like, is it too short? And we were like, who cares? It's great. It's great as is. Let's just leave it.
If it has all the elements there, there's
Right.
nothing missing.
Right.
Then that's probably a best thing not.
Yeah,
you
right.
know, not
Don't
to
overthink
mess
it. Yeah.
mess with it.
Right.
I think we already answered the next question, didn't we?
Nope.
No?
No.
Oh,
One.
last question.
What was your first guitar? Okay, so my first guitar was it was made by a company called Samick. Remember Samick guitars? Samick.
Yeah.
I think it was called Woods by Samick or something like that. And it was just it was a dreadnought. It was kind of that color, and I didn't have it very long, and then I ended up trading it for another guitar, like 6 months later, which started a whirlwind of trading and selling and buying.
Did you save up and buy it, or did your parents get it for you? Or?
It's funny. I had never played guitar, never didn't do anything at all musical all through school, and then all of a sudden, the record that really did it for me, like the record that like changed the way I heard things, was Lucinda Williams' "Car Wheels on a Gravel Road." And the reason why I think is because I grew up with my dad liking a lot of old country and rock, and Bob Seger was my first concert with my folks and things like that. But then with my grandpa and things like that, listened to country. My mom at the time was listening to a lot of country. But that was back when country radio was still good. You could hear the Mavericks and Patty Loveless and George Strait and Dwight Yoakam a ton and on country radio. And so what I liked about Lucinda Williams was that it was all of those things in one place. It was country and it was rock and it was blues and so that was the record that did it. And so I remember telling my folks I wanted a guitar, and I think they thought I was probably crazy. And then I just kept bugging them for one, and then my dad came home with one time. So
Awesome.
yeah, it's kind of like it's just a starter guitar, and I think they weren't even sure I would stick with it, and here we are, a few years later. So it's been fun. So that was the first of many guitars.
You never put it down for a while after getting your first
No,
guitar.
I didn't. I played all the time, and then the second one I got, I played that thing a ton too. And so what's funny is that with the first one I had, a good friend of mine from high school bought it, and she still has it. And she told me, she's like, if you ever want it back, it's yours. But it's in good care with her, so that's fine. I still have my second one.
I feel like this is a perfect segue into the other game that we were trying to work up, but
Yes.
we're running kind of
We are.
we're running late.
Well,
Yeah.
let's do a
So
couple.
I feel like, what do you think, producer behind the scenes? Time-wise, we
Yes.
can do our game, but we also should talk about Ryan's other hat that he wears as a producer of tribute shows and records. That should probably be talked about tonight as well.
How many things do you have for your game? Can you do 3?
Sure.
Whiskey Wednesday is what? It's a 2-hour thing?
Yeah, roughly.
Roughly.
If I don't
It's
die.
all
2
day.
hours.
It's Wednesday.
Oh, shout out to Chad Miller.
Chad Miller.
Hey, Chad.
Speaking of the summit, yeah.
Okay, so
So we have a busy weekend next weekend.
next weekend,
Not
yeah,
just as
we'll
the
talk
shootouts
quick
and the
while I'm
Vindies,
queuing this
but,
up.
yeah.
So the shirt I'm wearing, Mark Lee Shannon. Ryan
yeah.
produced his new record. John and I played on it. Ryan produced it, played on it, sang on it.
And I have a shirt. Thanks,
It's
Mark.
a very cool
Thank
shirt.
you.
Yeah, it's great. The album artwork is amazing, which Ryan did all,
Thank you.
all of that.
I did the shirt too.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Good work. Just sign it later for me.
All right.
A bunch of our friends played on it. Guys in Ray Flanagan's band, guys in the Speed Bumps, the singers, husband and wife from
Mostly
Mostly Arms, who were fantastic. So record sounds amazing. Comes out the day of the show, right?
Yep.
On
Comes
the
out May 19th. Yeah.
At the Tangier in Akron, and I can't wait to play it.
I
Like I said,
hope I'm
so
able
excited.
to make it. We should.
I'm so excited about
plan on
that.
going.
yeah.
We've got basically the whole band. Everybody
Yeah.
that played on the record is playing live, with the exception of John and Bree, because they're on tour right now
Right.
with Welshly Arms. But everybody else will be there, and Ray's going to open with a short, 20-minute set. Then Emily and I and Brian are going to do a short 20-minute set of shootout stuff, and then all of us that played on the record, we're going to do the whole record live, plus some of Mark's greatest hits and all that. And I really had a lot of fun working on this record with him. Mark is a total class act. I mean, you guys know that.
It's awesome.
And had a great bunch of songs, and I just thought that there was something there that this group of musicians that we
Yeah.
went in with, and it was actually most of the guys were the band from the Tom Petty tribute.
Right,
that we
perfect
did.
segue. Yeah, so Mark played on the Tom Petty tribute that John and I played. We were part of the house band last November, and he said something to me even the night of that show. He's like, "Hey, do you ever record with other people?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, man."
Because it's funny,
So-
when Mark was done with his song,
Yeah.
I remember somewhere in the evening, I remember walking off stage and I said, "How about these guys?" And he's like, "Yep, that
Yeah.
was it. That's all
He's
we
like,
said."
"Can
I'm
I
like,
have
that was
this
it.
band?
I was like,
"Can we do this?"
Yeah,
So
to get the same band.
he
So
said yes.
And just for some people who don't know, Mark played with Michael Stanley Band for
Does play Mike.
he still
does.
does.
He still
Yeah.
does.
20-some years now.
20-something
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Still does.
So-
And they've been busy. Michael had a little bit of a health scare last year, but he's healthy, and they have a full summer of shows as well. So Mark's going to be doing his solo stuff, and then he'll still be out playing with Michael Stanley. And so that'd be fun. So we've got live music now next Friday the 18th. And by the way, we have a special surprise opening act. I'm not allowed to say who it is, though. So you have to show up
Live
early to see
music
who it
now,
is.
yeah.
It's a surprise. And then the shootouts, and then the Vindies. So it's going to be a fun. And live music now, by the way, if you plan on coming, it's not a huge place, so get there early. It'll be fun.
Let's break that fire code. And then, like I said, Ryan put on the Tom Petty tribute last fall. We're doing that again in June 30th
Yeah,
at
June 30th.
Lock 3 in Akron. It's part of a big Rib Fest kind of thing.
Yeah, Akron Ribs Fest, and hopefully the weather's great. Lock 3's a
Yeah.
great venue. The sound
Yeah.
is always great, and we've got almost everybody from the show that we did in November back, and we're gonna do an encore performance of it. I didn't want to do the show unless we could do it right. I didn't want to water it down and do it at a smaller venue or anything like that. And so taking it to Lock 3 is definitely taking
That'll
it
be
up
a lot
a
of
notch.
fun.
It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. All right, real quick, we put together a little game for you. So, being that you're a classic country
All right.
Americana enthusiast
All right.
and you're a guitar player, and we just heard about your upbringing, we have a little game called Name That Riff.
Oh, God.
So
All right.
you have to tell us.
I'm
the,
usually good at music trivia,
I
not
figured
any other
that.
trivia.
Name of the song. If you can throw out the guitar player, I mean, that would be great too.
That'd be epic.
That'd be.
What if I don't get any of these, you guys?
Well, then
On live TV.
This is the last
Merle Haggard.
guitar player.
I want to say Buck Henry, but I don't think that's right.
I think it's Roy Nichols.
Roy Nichols. It was Roy Nichols.
Well done, sir. All right,
Haggard.
next riff.
Folsom Prison Blues. Johnny Cash.
Guitar player.
Luther Perkins.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll just believe,
Okay,
we'll believe you on
we'll
that
go
one.
with what you said because we don't know.
Hold on, sir.
Hang on.
Haggard again.
What's the song?
Play the beginning
Yep,
of it.
that's how you get.
Can
Drop
you
the
just play
needle.
just that part again?
That's.
Nine kids and a wife.
Yeah. I actually have an Instagram video of me playing that riff.
I know the song. Nine kids. Oh, Working Man Blues.
There you go.
That's right. I don't know the guitar player on that, but
Probably Roy Nichols.
probably the same guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Elvis.
Guitar player.
Scotty Moore.
Saturday morning.
What's the song?
Train. Mystery Train, right?
Good.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Now,
Last but not least.
one more.
Charlie Daniels.
It's not a guitar riff,
Devil Went Down
but
a
a classic country riff.
And I would
All right.
imagine that's him on the fiddle.
Yeah.
You guys remember that? You guys remember?
You're like, what's next? Just.
That's the wrong version. We'll skip that one.
Okay. Is it Jim? I don't know. It's gotta be. Yeah, it's gotta be Jim.
That is your old boy Jim.
That's what I thought. I thought that sounded like Jim.
That is a song called Twister, which we would cover. Occasionally, the Vindies used to cover that tune when
That's
Jackie
awesome.
needed to go take a vocal break or a bathroom break. We would pull that out.
Yeah, go to the bar.
Right.
One more for posterity.
Alright. Hank Williams. I don't know who played the. It's Hey Good Looking. I don't know who played the other part though.
What?
But so I'll tell you what though, if you guys
So
try
that's
to
an Al
like,
Moss question.
That's an Al Moss.
yeah, that's an Al Moss one. If you guys were like, what's the capital of? I'd be screwed. So it's a good thing you picked music trivia.
Cool.
I mean, we went through probably 5 or 6 instead of the 3.
That's all right. They're,
So
just,
that's
they're
good.
short. We were.
Yeah.
Oh,
all right.
no. I mean, he just whipped through them, which is nice.
Cool.
All right.
Music trivia.
Guys, we're going to hang out. We're going to chill out and
We
drink
need to
some more
find some
whiskey.
more wood.
Play some more songs. But thank you guys for tuning in tonight. We'll see you next week at Birdfish.
Birdfish.
Thanks for having me, you guys. This was fun.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Ryan, so
And
much.
your website is what? Vindies.com.
Yes,
Not
Vindies.
Vindies.com. We're shootoutsmusic.com. And we're playing this fun show together May 18th. Maybe we'll work up a song, like actually with preparation
for
for
sure.
this time. And then we're also going to be together in Youngstown here, August 8th at the Morley Pavilion too, for a big summit live at the Morley event. So
Yep.
Which we
Shit-
haven't
Shindies
played
Unite.
in a couple years now, so that'll be really fun.
it'll be fun. The summit's really doing a big part with that this year, and I helped book all the bands with them. And we're going to do each night is going to have one band from Akron and Canton area and one band from Youngstown. So
You're a
Every
busy man.
Wednesday.
every Wednesday, there's 2 that we didn't book that were already like July 4th, for example, things like that. But other than that, we've got a lot of great summit-friendly bands out there. So we're the summit. We're coming for you this year.
Did
Youngstown.
you plan that because of Whiskey Wednesday? Like, we can come over to the Vindies
Oh,
house
that's
to,
right.
Well,
to do
We should
Whiskey
do
it was
Wednesday.
already
Yeah?
picked.
It'll
Yes.
be the after party,
Let's
right?
do
Yeah.
it. How about Whiskey
I have a
Wednesday
couple ideas for that. Actually.
live at the Morley?
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I thought about that.
They don't
today.
sell alcohol there, just so you know.
That's true. Whiskey less Wednesdays.
Hot dog stand instead.
All right, guys, have a good night. Thank you. Bye.